What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're finally going to be breaking down the new Jak Jawbreaker Kit for the KV Broadside shotgun. However, with this kit, it's not actually a shotgun, it's much more like a battle rifle, so it's a full-on conversion kit. And let's just dive right into the stats of this, keeping in mind throughout the video we will primarily be looking at it through the lens of a battle rifle rather than a shotgun, since it just doesn't make sense to compare this to a shotgun. But when it comes to our damage values, you can see we're dealing a lot of damage per shot. We actually deal 97 damage to the head up close, which is pretty insane. But the most important thing that I wanted to point out here is this is going to be a 3-shot kill anywhere to the body at any range. So even to the foot at 100 meters, it's a 3-shot kill. So this is an extremely consistent gun. And then not only that, headshots are really powerful with this. Within the first 2 damage ranges, which we'll look at in a little bit, mixing just 1 headshot in with a shot anywhere else on the body will yield a 2-shot kill, which is insane. Now, when it comes to our rate of fire, this is quite slow and therefore fairly unforgiving at 428 rounds per minute. And what this means is our 3-shot time to kill potential, assuming we're not missing any shots, this is 280 milliseconds, which is a highly competitive time to kill in this game. And if we manage to mix a headshot in there, we're now looking at 140 milliseconds to kill, which is really, really good as well. However, I do want to circle back. I said this is quite an unforgiving gun due to the rate of fire. And what I mean by this is if you miss a shot and now it takes you 4 shots to kill, your time to kill will skyrocket pretty quickly up to 421 milliseconds. So definitely more of a high risk, high reward sort of a gun. If you're missing shots like crazy, you're going to have a really bad time with it. But if you can hit those shots consistently, you'll be able to dominate a lot of situations. As for the next thing I want to look at, this is our range values, which, like I said, they're really not that relevant, especially with body shots, since it is a 3-shot kill anywhere to the body at any range. But I mainly wanted to point out within those first 2 damage ranges out to 40 meters, that's where you just need to mix 1 headshot in with a shot anywhere else on the body for a 2-shot kill. So that's pretty crazy to see just how far that stretches out. And I just wanted to show what this looks like compared to the battle rifles in this game, because like I said, this is effectively like a battle rifle. And as we can see, we get a really consistent and effective time to kill compared to most of these at all ranges. The only thing that really beats this out is the SOA Subverter in its maximum damage range, so from 0 to 25 meters. And outside of that, this gun just dominates the battle rifles. Now, while we're on the topic of ranges, I do want to talk about our first little quirk with this, and that is the fact that we get shotgun level aim assist, and this means our aim assist range is hard capped at 50 meters. You get 0 aim assist beyond 50 meters with this, whereas for all of the regular guns in this game, that cap is something like 200 meters. It's something insane like that. So that is a very notable downside when you are using this gun. You'll notice beyond 50 meters, you've got nothing when it comes to aim assist. Then let's have a quick look at hardcore ranges. Basically, I just wanted to let you guys know this will always be a 1-shot kill anywhere in the body at any range in hardcore. And I almost forgot to mention here, our bullet velocity is excellent. It's pretty standard for battle rifles at 790 meters per second. Now, let's move into one of the big downsides with using this kit, and that is our hipfire. This has horrible hipfire. It's actually worse than most of the sniper rifles in this game. This is a huge downside with this. Even in really close quarter situations, hipfire is a total guessing game with this gun. And it's so bad that it's not even worth trying to put attachments on to improve it, because it's going to be terrible no matter what you do. Additionally, something I would consider to be a downside with this gun is our recoil. This thing does bounce around quite a bit on you. At least it doesn't deviate too far off center, so it doesn't have a ton of horizontal recoil. It has a fair amount of vertical, and mainly the things you want to focus on with this are going to be gun kick and firing aim stability. That's the biggest problem here, is it does bounce side to side a lot, so you want to try your best to keep that under control. Now, on top of that, another shotgun-related quirk that comes with this kit is we actually have a little bit of aim down sight spread. So the bullet that you're firing doesn't necessarily go exactly on your point of aim. However, I do want to mention, it's not like it's a crazy amount of spread. More often than not, you won't even notice this. It's just for really extremely long-range gunfights. You may notice yourself missing some shots that you could have sworn were directly on target. As we can see here, at 40 meters, there's really not that much spread. As for our handling stats, our aim down sight time is 240 milliseconds, which would be excellent for a battle rifle. It's a similar story with our sprint to fire time. It's very good for a battle rifle and much more along the lines of what you'd expect with an assault rifle. However, our reload add time is quite slow at 2.02 seconds, so that is something you'll have to plan out accordingly. Also, I haven't mentioned yet, we are stuck with a 20-round magazine on this, so there's no ability to use extended mags or anything. You'll just always have 20 rounds in the mag. Now finally, for the base stats with this kit, let's have a look at our mobility stats. And unfortunately, across the board, it would be below average for a Modern Warfare 3 battle rifle in this game. So it's not going to be the most mobile gun out there. It's not really super well suited to rushing around like a madman. And that is just something to be aware of while using this kit. So there we go. Those are all of the important stats and little quirks as well that came with this kit. And overall, I really do like the addition of this kit. It's got a ton of potential. You can definitely dominate with this gun, but you have to be very aware of its downsides as well, and you have to build it right. And speaking of building it right, I am going to show you guys my favorite setup to use with the Jawbreaker kit. But first, I wanted to point something out that's currently bugged out, and this is the muzzle section. In the game's current state, you're able to put a muzzle on the gun. However, that muzzle will not do anything for you in match. I believe that category is meant to be blocked off, but it just isn't at this point. And what this means is if you put a muzzle on there, it'll take up one of your attachment slots, but you don't get any of the benefits from that muzzle. So like a suppressor, for instance, if you try to put a suppressor on there, it'll say there's a suppressor on there, but you don't actually have a suppressor on there. You won't be hidden from the enemy radar at all. Or you could use something like the Jak BFB muzzle. That's initially what I was planning on doing since this gun has so much gun kick and so much recoil. But it turned out that Jak BFB muzzle wasn't actually doing anything while I was initially using it. So just a heads up on that, when you are creating a setup with this kit, do not put a muzzle on there. You're just wasting an attachment slot. And with that out of the way, right here is my favorite Jawbreaker kit for the KV Broadside currently. With this, we're using the Bruin Heavy Support Underbarrel. This is going to give us the best possible benefit to our gun kick, which is definitely needed on this gun. We're also using the TrueTac grip and the 1 milliwatt quickfire laser just to help with our handling stats a little bit, keeping in mind that quickfire laser is not a visible laser. And then finally, we're going to top it off with the Jak Glassless optic. And the reason we're using that is it helps a bit with our firing aim stability, plus it's just a nice looking optic. And honestly, this is just the best build that I've found all around while using the Jawbreaker, and there really aren't too many ways that you can build it, simply because we have such limited selection when it comes to attachment slots, and the stocks available on this are Modern Warfare 2 stocks, which are all pretty much useless. So yeah, that's why I went with these particular ones, and I have managed to find quite a bit of success with this build. With this, you can see there's still quite a bit of recoil to deal with. It will kick up on you quite a bit, but it doesn't drift horizontally very much, and we have cut down on that side-to-side bounce a lot. And like I said earlier, that's the biggest problem with the recoil on this. So this is about as good as you're going to be able to get since we can't actually use a working muzzle attachment. Our aim down sight speed is slightly slower than the base, but still very good for a battle rifle at 254 milliseconds, and our sprint out time is very nicely improved here at just 175 milliseconds. And there we go. That is going to wrap it up for today's video on the brand new Jak Jawbreaker kit for the KV Broadside. And like I said, I really do like this kit. I think there's a lot of potential there, but they've also managed to keep it relatively in check by ensuring that it has some pretty severe downsides like terrible hipfire and a little bit of aim down sight spread with a very limited range on its aim assist. Now, of course, these are just my thoughts, and I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. How are you feeling about the KV Broadside kit so far in Modern Warfare 3? Are you guys generally liking it, or not so much? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.